All right, friends, welcome to this episode. This episode is going to be one where fiction meets nonfiction, where myth crosses over into reality, possibly. Folks, welcome to Castle Dracula. I'm Brian, and I'm figuring out how to live my best life after 50 through travel, new cultures, and experiences that change me a little every time. And I want you to come along for the journey. Coming up in this episode. Hey friends, welcome to Brasov, Romania. Now this is a long story, but today's episode is going to be all about Dracula's Castle. Rather than a city we're going to focus on Dracula's Castle because quite frankly, it's something that I've always wanted to explore. I can't say I've been fascinated with it, but it's just one of those things on a scale of 1 to 10, about a 10.5 are interesting to me. So just to give you a brief synopsis on where we are now, we're in Brasov, Romania. It's been a long trip. We came from Scotland, flew in from Scotland for about 3 hours, hopped on a train, went through the Transylvanian Mountains, which I'll show you some pictures of, and that was about a 3-hour ride. Made it to Council Square, and that's where we are now. It's nestled in the heart of Transylvania and surrounded by the Carpathian Mountains, basically. It's a neat little village. It's a community. People are very friendly here. I know there's some vampires mixed in with them, so I'm trying to spot those out. And if I spot them out, I'll show you. I'll take video of them, folks. So there's also a church here, and it is the creepiest church, and it's actually called the Black Church. In the video, you can see that everything's new and vibrant. It's almost like we're in Paris, and in the background looms this black church. Now it goes back to the 1300s, and it's been burned down three different times if I remember history, and you can see it right over my shoulder. It's like the only thing that doesn't fit in here, and it's almost like a you can see I'll do a close-up for you, but you can see where the roof shingles are crumbling and the mold, and it just feels like this big blight, like a plague, just sitting here in the middle of this vibrant town square. So anyways, that brings up to speed on where we are. Next stop, Dracula's Castle. Let's go have some fun. All right, so now we go, folks. We're climbing up the stairs and the slope to Dracula's Castle. Now this is real Dracula's Castle. I'll leave that up to you to do your own research, but it's fun in the fact that the world renowned, we're in Transylvania and we're exploring Dracula's Castle. How cool is that? So whether Vlad the Impaler actually stayed here, crossed paths with this castle, we don't know, but it is believed that he did at some point in time stay here for up to 2 days. So that kind of gives the credibility to the myth. staircase is one of the many hidden stairways and secret entrances that move all the way around the castle. It's like a maze. Being up here in the castle doesn't feel like ominous or evil at all. Actually, it feels kind of luxurious. Queen Marie, I believe, don't quote me on it, but Queen Marie, she actually added on to this castle when she took control of it. I think she built on the 3rd and 4th floors of this castle, and it really feels like something almost like out of France with this courtyard and scenery. Honestly, it's more than what I was expecting. This whole castle is just a maze, in and out of corridors, in and out of rooms. Like one corridor leads to the next, and that opens up into a whole nother bunch of rooms. It's literally like a maze. All right, folks, another passageway. Let's go check it out. Okay, we're literally up here in the attic of Dracula's castle, and there's a coffin. I mean, I'm not opening it. I'm not going near it. I'll leave that up to you folks. I'm gonna back out of this room and go on to the next one. All right, look, I'm just saying, the amount of stairs in this place, getting out of control. All right, folks, we're in the torture area now of the castle. This is called the gridiron. So imagine your head goes in here, arms shackled down, legs shackled down. This whole thing is now placed over a fire, and you are slowly basted with oil. You're literally cooking to death. And this is how they get you to confess to your sins, crimes, or anything they want you to. And trust me, after a little while in this thing, you'll confess your life away. And many did. All right, friends, this thing right here is called the Bach torture device. I'm not gonna tell you what it does. I'm just gonna show you the picture and leave it up to you. Oh, that's terrible. All right, folks, I want you to understand, no bite marks. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to hurt you at all, but it's going to help me tremendously. Thanks so much, folks. I appreciate your support. Alrighty, friends. So here's what we've kind of discovered, that Vlad the Impaler is the inspiration for the Dracula character. Did he exist? Absolutely. He was, from what I understand, the son of an Ottoman king, or son of a king, and the king kind of gave his son to the Ottomans to be almost imprisoned as a show of good faith for the two kingdoms to get together. So anyways, I guess Vlad kind of changed over the course of being in prison and whatnot, became this very evil person. So when he finally got freed, he did all this horrible stuff, torture, killed everybody, put people on spikes that I'll show you, and kind of just sent a message out to anybody who was thinking about coming to try and encroach on his territory or take over his castle or whatnot. So anyway, Vlad the Impaler, very evil guy. Bram Stoker was kind of like the first writing of Dracula, and for so Bram Stoker was kind of the first occurrence where Dracula showed his name. Now, Vlad the Impaler, he was called the Dragon, so that kind of became Dracula evolved over the, I guess, the years, centuries. And then Bram Stoker actually wrote a book based on Vlad the Impaler called Dracula. Bram Stoker was never in Romania. So that whole Dracula character, spoiler alert folks, sorry, never existed. The closest we got to Dracula was some of the tales from Vlad the Impaler. So there you go. There's the truth behind what we've learned, but it's fun to keep alive in your mind's eye, something that's going to keep you up at night. And who knows, maybe one day we'll find a vampire and live forever. All right, and there you have it, folks. The tour of Dracula's castle in Romania. So did we find Dracula? No, not so much. Do you think Dracula was ever here? Again, no, not so much. Vlad the Impaler, he could have been. And a lot of the things that were passed along by his legacy remain here. So it's more of, for me, what I found is more of a lore, but it's a fun lore. It's something that I grew up on, being scared in the dark. Dracula's gonna come get me. And now, putting my hands on the actual castle kind of makes it real in a way that it's actually not real. So it's fun, folks. Sometimes you have to live out your childhood and enjoy it to the fullest. And even though it's not real, somewhere up here, keep it real, folks. Until next time, be safe, be happy, and thanks for joining me on this adventure.